Everyone. Today I'm doing a team build video for the Old Faith Rightful alignment. The Old Faith half of the alignment chart has some very powerful spellcasters based within its unlockable heroes. So, not too surprisingly, this party comp is actually going to be very spellcaster focused, with my Sir Balin here kind of being the tank and also kind of being the primary damage dealer. This team has a lot of buff support and debuff support wrapped into one to really sort of keep enemies away, where I've found I don't really need a defender too much. There's definitely certain cases where I would probably drop out one of these heroes for Mordred. There are some cases where that happens, but I find the bulk amount of the situations I am not using a defender. I don't want to spend too much time explaining all the different builds I have for all the different characters. I have videos kind of showing how I build the characters more or less, at least skill tree wise. Gear is obviously a bit more RNG dependent, so I'm not going to spend too much time focusing on that. I'll go into the essences a bit and you can see what my skill tree lineup is here, and if you're interested in what you see here with this build video, you can, go and work towards it for yourself, mimic it yourself to the best of your ability. So, as I mentioned already, one of the characters I'm using is Sir Balin. I'm using the Essence of Annihilation, Essence of Extermination, Essence of Poise, and Essence of Crushing on him. These three are pretty standard. I ended up using the Essence of Poise early on before I got the Juggernaut Seal, which is a fairly common level 20 armor relic you can get, which also provides immunity to stun, so this could be optimized to be switched to something else if I just waited a little longer. Nothing super special on any of my other gear though. I mean, this one has an execution ability, which is useful. The Earthsmith Ring, which grants the Earth Ball skill, also very, very good for champions, giving them a ranged ability. And I have Horn of the High Castle, which kind of buffs up his defensive stance more, which, as I mentioned, is fairly useful as he is kind of my team's version of a tank. Everyone else I'm about to cover is a spellcaster. The first one is going to be Merlin. I don't even have anything super crazy on him. I don't have the Summer Staff. I don't have the Immolated One's Lament. So this is a pretty standard Merlin, but he is still extremely powerful and extremely strong, even when you don't have the crazy burn build going for him, which you'll see he provides a lot of support and utility, as well as some good damage. Pretty standard essences, Essence of Spellcraft, Essence of Conflagration. Even if you're not doing a burn build, this is still very good for him as he will be doing a lot of burns. Essence of Speed, and Essence of Warding. For the third party member, I am using Morgana Le Fay. The only essence I really have on her is the Essence of Observation for +1 range. I have some decent gear on her as well, nothing super crazy. This armor just make it so she takes some less damage. This staff, again, nothing super crazy here. She can apply vulnerability if she kills someone, which is good support. This is largely just for hex intensity, and this one is also largely for hex intensity. It does also come with -1 cooldown for hex skills and -1 AP for blood hex, which makes it really good for cycling her spells with the Mindstorm combo. Again, nothing really broken here, but just very good support, which you'll see in action here in a little bit. In my last team member, I'm using Isolde. I am using a Sage, and this is to provide some of that buff support, whereas my other Arcanists are providing debuff support, while she does have some debuff as well. Nothing crazy for the gear here. This is actually the exact build that I have for her in my build guide for her. I am using it with this team comp. And you'll see that this team just has an extremely large amount of control over the battlefield. The save is from before the seasonal update, so this will be the old endgame you'll be seeing in the missions, but they will still have an increased health pool, just not as many Fomorians. This is everyone that I'm running. These are their skills, and let's just see them in action. So I'm doing the Beyond the Veil mission, level 24 from the original endgame, going against a bunch of bandits, brigands, whatever you want to call them. Whole lot of them over here. And that's fine. I have tons of range. I have no problem just camping out over here and just terrorizing them from a distance. Just some basic stuff. Start putting in No one's really lined up well to start putting fire drakes down, but I can definitely throw a lot of other spells their way. And we have ice walls we can do to funnel them pretty effectively from two of my spellcasters here. Something like that's pretty good. And they're all really far, so I'm just gonna wait. Alright, getting a bit closer, that's fine. Just gonna keep throwing down all of these spells. And you can see now, this guy here has 4 AP, and he's slowed, so he isn't going anywhere. This guy's down to 4.6 because of the chills. There's lots of AP reductions that are starting to go around. We're actually going to use Inspire. So might as well freeze him. Ice Lance to freeze him. And put down another illusion. And pass another turn. Okay, very nice. Gonna put Bless on Balin. We're gonna have him actually start going in and mopping up what's left, but again, we're gonna cast our spells down, soften up the targets as much as possible, the usual stuff. No one really needs a Death Hex. But we're gonna keep throwing down the hexes anyways. Alright, Balin is up. And that's why we like Earthball. And we have one guy left, but he's frozen and slowed and all kinds of stuff, so... Froze my Balin by mistake. I forgot about the ice wall. That's fine. And there we go. Yeah, you kind of see the theme. It's a very control-heavy team comp. Between all three of my spellcasters can very heavily lock down the enemies, and then once I'm in a comfortable enough position, I think they're close enough, Balin can go in and just really start getting a lot of kills, as a lot of them will also be severely weakened by that point as well. Second fight against more Brigands. I'm using this one because it's an example of being surrounded. It's an ambush fight. They're coming at us from a lot of angles, and I'm going to show how this is not a problem whatsoever. The amount of control that this party has is honestly kind of nuts. So we're going to chill them. Slow. Slow. Mind Fog. And now you can see they can't reach us at all, and he's going to waste a turn shooting one of his friends here. We can even put an illusion down if we want to be like extra safe. We have this guy over here. This area is too wide to completely cut off, so we'll just cut off this side, make him go around. Actually, no. We'll just freeze him with Ice Lance. Just have Morgana step to the side real quick. Then we're going to put up an ice wall. It's not completely cut off, but it does force some of them to go around. Hidden. And we'll just pop this for a little bit of safety. Alright. Inspire, Bless, Spell Time. Accidentally chilled my own guy. Oh well. Then we have Earth Ball for things like this. Then we pass. Killed by the dots. That dude's unfrozen. This guy is just getting absolutely wrecked here in the corner. And there you go. So for this fight, I'm going against some of the Sealy Court enemies. You can see there's a bunch of Summerborn, a bunch of Springborn, and I already passed my first turn. That's why they're positions like this. You notice they're kind of clumping up. I started really far away. So it's honestly just ideal for someone like Morgana with her huge AoE here. Applying chill to 4 different enemies, and then just doing something like an ice wall. And just put a slow on someone like you. Then we use Isolde. Create another ice wall. Now all these guys need to go around. Just throw a freeze at you since you're super close. Switch to Merlin. Put a slow on you. Put that there. You're gonna attack your friend now. You can do a Fire Drake over this way. Just teleport so we can get our illusion off cooldown. Do another Mind Fog. Even as close as they are, it will not matter in the slightest. Two of them used their Spear Throw, hit Isolde. I forgot they had that move, to be honest, but it's okay. We're just going to continue to absolutely destroy them from range. And he has a dash attack. But, I mean, you can see with the slow and the chill how much space he can move. None. Same for all of these guys. This guy actually doesn't have any, so we're going to drop Glacial Strike on you. Put a slow on you. Just pass around some of the hexes. And call that there. Very nice. One got a dash in, some of them moved up. All these guys stood around, basically did nothing. I think we're in a pretty good position for Balin to go in and start sweeping, so I'm going to throw in some spells into the crowd. Inspire, Bless. We can do something like this. Alright, now Balin has Earth Ball. If he throws it over this way, okay, cool. Double kill, get a free swing, save some AP, finish you off. Move up to here, use Earth Ball, free swing there. Earth Shaker, Earth Ball. Came out of that with 2 hits on Isolde, and that was just due to my bad memory. If I had Globe of Protection, she would have come out of that completely unscathed as well. So there you have it. That is my primary team lineup for an Old Faith Rightful comp. I used it a lot during my playthrough. I think it's very consistent, has very good results, and the heavy amount of battlefield control that you're able to put out to just stall the enemy, build up these passive damage bonuses on Balin, to then go in and just start sweeping all of them after multiple turns of being softened. And he doesn't have great mobility. If you have a TP on kill item, you can of course use that. That'll fix the problem, make this comp that much stronger. I do have one myself, but I do avoid using them, and I wanted to show how this can work even without such an item. You can obviously replace Balin with a Vanguard of your choice if you prefer the Vanguard DPS over the champion one, like Boudicca, Tristan, whatever. Currently, at the moment, I don't really recommend Bedivere, just because the other ones are a little bit better than him. But this is a very sort of safe comp. The combats don't go super quickly, as you can see. There's a couple turns of setup that I do, but you go hitless, and if you remember to use your defensives correctly, you can go from combat to combat without taking any HP damage. It's very good. I have a lot of fun with it. I just like throwing out a bunch of spells and just bullying the enemies, only then to have my team sweep through them together on the third-ish turn. Let me know what you thought of this comp, and hopefully if you're struggling to find a direction to go with your team, this is something that's helpful for you to give you a bit of a goal to aim for. I hope this video was thorough enough on how it plays, and I mean, if you have any other questions about the comp that maybe I forgot to go over, just let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. As always, thanks for watching.